Welcome, everyone. Uh, Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes. In the meantime, why don't you drop where you're from and your name in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Paula Houghton. I'm the Director of Outreach and Engagement at Foundations, Inc. We're a nonprofit organization located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, and we're the organization that brings you the Beyond School Hours National Education Conference. And these webinars are a way of bringing professional development to after school and school day educators all year long. Today, we're joined by Allison Didrick from Box. And without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Allison.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Paula. Thank you all so much for having me and for everyone joining me. I am from Boston, so calling right outside Boston. Go Patriots. I know we have a lot of different time zones here. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and showcase some materials on Box. Now, I'm not sure if folks are familiar with Box, but ever since I was at the last Beyond School Hours in-person conference, we have created so much new content or so many more resources specifically because of COVID and our pure mission of getting more kids moving. We truly believe that active kids equals active minds. So I'm excited to show you more about that today. So for those who don't know, BOX stands for Build Our Kids Success. As Paul mentioned, my name is Allie. I am the Outreach and Training Manager for Box. That is my email address. You can reach me anytime with any questions or a link to this recording or my PowerPoint deck, whatever you need, I'm here for you. So what is Box? So Box is a free physical activity program designed to get kids active to establish a lifelong commitment to health and fitness. And I hope everyone caught the key word there, free. We are 100% free. We are supported by the Reebok Foundation, and that's why I'm able to offer everything that I'm going to showcase today to you for free. Our blue sky goal is to get 10 million kids active by 2030, and we can't do that without folks like you, the boots on the ground staff who work with the kids every day. The icons below on the slide indicate our footprint to date. So we've helped to get 8,000 enrollments, whether that's a school, youth organization, or a parent at home utilizing our resources. We've helped to get 9,000 trainers active. And it's important to know that trainers is an internal word here in Box, but it just means you all. So if you choose to sign up for Box, you would be a Box trainer. This is a quick overview of our programming. Trainings themselves are not required, although we do have module-based trainings available if you want to go a little bit deeper. But in our community, you are a Box trainer. And the most important, we've helped to get together collectively 500,000 kids active. We are evidence-based. So Box was started by a group of moms 10 years ago when they read the book Spark by Dr. John Rady. And in the book, the overall premise says that exercise is the single most powerful tool we have to optimize functions in our brain. And so that literally sparked an idea with these group of moms outside of Natick, Massachusetts, to start a before school program to get more kids active because they weren't moving enough. And if you got them moving before school, they were going to be better prepared to have a day of productive learning. Now, we know before school exercise or programming isn't always feasible or practical across every type of school-based organization or even school. So we've really tried to snowball that original idea to offer resources that can be plugged and played into any part of your day, before school, during school, after school, or at home. We have also then since been studied after our program's initial founding, which was 10 years ago. We've been studied by Harvard Medical School, MGH, National Institute of Out of School Time, and overall the studies have shown that our programming Box improves academic success of participants, improves social emotional well-being, and decreases BMI in participants. Now, before I show you our tangible PDF screenshots, I want to show you a quick sample of our offerings. And these are very homegrown because they were done in COVID. I want to just point that out. These are actual Box trainers who lovingly submitted their YouTube videos and YouTubes to us to put together this video before we could get into a studio during lockdown.
Where we run for 20 seconds and rest for 10. And we're going to do this about 5 times.
All right, let's get going. Let's run in place for 20 seconds. Okay, now we're gonna rest. All right, let's get going. Let's start running.
Okay. So get up, get up, get up.
2, 1, go!
Bring Sally up, bring Sally down. Step to the sky.
Round 1.
Bring Sally up, bring Sally down. Take it to the sky. Come on. Good job. Bring Sally up.
4, 3,
Shake it out, shake it out.
Let's do 5 rocket jumps. Ready, set, go. Get your arms synced up. And then right back in it. Pop, drive your knee through. Drive your arm through. Like you're kneeing something. Last one.
Here we go with speed.
Come with us. I'm gonna start in the middle. Brad's gonna start by jogging around the rug. And I'm gonna be doing jumping jacks here, making sure not to hit him. The corner we are going to designate is right back here, okay? So when I say box corners, Brad has to get back there as quickly as possible. We're gonna do 5 jumping jacks, okay, Brad? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we'll switch spots.
Up onto all fours here on your hands and knees. Take your time as you slide along. Roll around a bit here in your body. A little shift your hips side to side or gently round and round. Tuck your toes and lift up and back toward your down dog, moving a little side to side.
So that was just a of our resources, especially our newer ones created in during COVID rather, but we are going to go a little bit deeper into those and showcase some even newer ones that have been released since that video was created. So as you saw at the beginning of the videos, our box bursts, which are our movement break activities. These are 2 to 10 minute long. They can be done individually, as a group, maybe with a buddy, and generally they don't require a lot of equipment. So these are great to just sort of plug into your day whenever kids need to get the wiggles out. So if you are, getting them in from their school day and they have to go into their after school program, they are able to use a box burst to just quickly center themselves before they get ready, maybe for an academic block, or maybe it's before dismissal and they really need to send them home without them being high strung. So how do our box bursts work? Well, a couple ways. So one way that they work is we have a fitness calendar like the icon on the slide, and it works in tandem with a weekly email that comes every Sunday night. So when you sign up for Box, you will be added to our Box Burst email distribution list. And all it does is provide you with 5 easy to follow Box Bursts for the week. So for instance, if you look at the first week, you have Bingo Burst all the way through Sense Countdown. You would get written instructions in your email on how to do that. And you can keep them in your back pocket for whenever you need to do a quick movement break. If you follow the arrow on the slide, it shows you exactly what the PDF instruction looks like in your email. Another way you can go a little bit deeper, maybe the 4-corner lunge, written step-by-step instructions, you're not quite getting it or it's not clear. If you actually click any of the green to blue squares on the calendar on our trainer hub, it brings you to a YouTube video on either to follow along or quick instructional video on how to do the 4-corner lunge burst. So that's one way. And one thing I do want to mention, and I hope besides remembering that everything is free, is that if you were to go onto our trainer hub, and you're going to hear that word a lot, it's really just our digital library. Think of it like a Dropbox. You get your own username and password, your own account. As soon as you sign up, you can mark your favorite resources. You can see our new ones when they're released. But what's most important is you can download and print them off the hub in case walking around with your laptop isn't something that you like doing in your program. And you can share them with colleagues. The other way you can get box bursts, in case 5 or 30 are not enough for you in the glance, the at a glance for the month, we have a full packet or booklet of our box bursts. So it's a full thing. It's on the hub. You're able to open the full booklet. They're broken down into individual partner bursts or group bursts to be able to, again, plug and play them into your day. Bursts have been designed to help kids stay active throughout the day so they can keep their brains ready for enhanced learning. The other resource I want to cover today is our new mindfulness and movement flows. So when implementing mindfulness and movement flow, they're essentially box bursts, but they're all connected to either yoga or mindfulness. The resource will help kids stay healthy, both mentally and physically. And we've, divided it into 5 short categories: breathing, mindfulness, movement flows, stretching, and gratitude. Each activity itself is only 5 to 10 minutes long and can be done with little to no equipment. The video visuals are also embedded throughout the resource, again, as a follow along or a guided instruction for you, the trainer. So depending on how long the video is, for this particular lesson plan, you see stretching, you always will have the written instruction, but maybe you need to know a little bit more of what the side to side stretching is. Click the YouTube icon and it will bring you to a video. We also have games and seasonal activities. I know we have people calling or dialing in from all over the world. If you're in a warmer climate, you're probably still doing activities outside, which is awesome. Why not introduce a box game? And it helps keep kids active in a fun, non-competitive or friendly competition way. So these games are 21 easy physical activity games classified into different themes. They're perfect for at home, at school, or a youth serving organization. Again, you see the YouTube icon on the right-hand side of the lesson plan. Click that and you'll get a video visual of exactly what the indoor shuffleboard, as an example, would look like. One thing I forgot to mention is not only have we ensured our resources can accommodate all learning environments, so if you are at home, virtual, hybrid, combination of all three, we have something to help get kids moving wherever you are, however they're with you in your programming. And that's something I can help you find if you ever need help finding the most perfect resource for your environment. The other thing is we have resources from early childhood through high school. So really, we run the gamut of all age ranges, but also all skill levels. Some elementary students may want to level up or skill up and do some middle school physical activity. We have something for them. And we also have a multi-year partnership with the Special Olympics to ensure everything we're offering to our box community is inclusive of kids with and without intellectual disabilities. So I'm going to show you, obviously you see the indoor shuffleboard, the written instructions on the right, how you set up your space, how to actually play the game. And I'll show you a quick snippet of what the video, which is more of a video in this particular case for the trainer on how to actually do this activity.
What we did, we taped a square.
So it's telling you to tape 2 squares on the floor about 15 feet apart from each other. And then exactly how you do it. You have players standing opposite you and you'll, kick, just like if anyone has played shuffleboard, you kick the box from square to square. And instead of points, or you still can get points, but you can also add more movement. So the winner gets to pick what the other opponent who didn't win that round, 5 jumping jacks. And that is a good little snippet of that. The other thing that was briefly featured on that sample video that I think you all will love is our recess cards. And recess is really not the best word for them. They're more like activity cards. So these are quick little cards that, again, you can print out, cut them, even laminate them and hole punch them in the side and always have them with you for whenever you need to take out a quick box game. The game or the resource itself is really just to help get kids moving during a free time or a structured movement. So if you are still doing physical activity in a structured way and keeping folks or the kids socially distant from each other, this would be a great thing to have in your back pocket to utilize. And they generally require little equipment. So if you look at the box game at recess, it says leader of the pack. Tells you exactly how to set up your space and to split the kids into groups if you need any equipment and roughly how long it will take you to finish the game. This is a newer resource of ours. They're called icebreakers and teamwork activities. So, I know we're in November, good Lord, we're in November, but kids are still acclimating with themselves. So especially after the past year and a half, I know here outside of Boston, this is the first time kids have actually been back in school, and it's still not normal school. So they're still socially distant. They're still wearing masks. I don't know about all of you, but it caused a lot of social anxieties for the kiddos. So this resource itself is designed to activate their minds and their bodies while getting to know each other again in a fun collaborative setting and re-interacting with the world. They consist of teamwork activities, icebreakers that you can do wherever you are with your class or your program. And they can all be modified to meet the needs of your group with or without equipment and depending on what space you have or the time constraints you may have. So that icon below is the key that you will see within the resource of how you can pick the best one to suit your activity or your schedule. Another resource offering that we have, and this is our more traditional bread and butter. This was what started Box 10 years ago. These are our physical activity plans. And everything that I've shown you before are our newer ones. These have been revamped, but they're still just as great. We have them to serve all the different age groups, early childhood. We have elementary functional fitness, elementary fundamental movement, which that one is a little bit more sports-based. We have a middle school and a high school. I'm not going to read through this whole slide, but it just showcases to you the differences between each of the age groups. So obviously early childhood, it's just getting the kids around 2 to 5 years old introduced to movement and comfortable in their bodies. As you get to elementary, it gets a little bit more advanced. You have a 12-week lesson plan program that provides about 3 lesson plans each week to get kids moving for 40 to 45 minutes. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but remember, we started as a before school or after school program done by volunteers. everything that I'm about to show you is customizable to your needs. There is no requirement. If you only have 8 weeks to your after school program and you can only do it twice a day for 30 minutes, that's okay. If you only do it once a day and you only want to do the box game on the lesson plan, also okay. We just want to equip you, our box trainers, with everything possible that could help you get kids moving for as many days possible. So all of our box classes, you're going to see this theme. We all follow the same structured lesson plan, and they all focus on a skill of the week, like a squat or a push-up. That's why it's called the functional fitness curriculum. And like I said, they all follow the same format, which will make sense on the next slide when I show you the lesson plan. And at the end of every box class, you're going to see our box cool down. This ends the class with a nutritional conversation called the box bit, which just provides introductory conversations or guided discussions around smart, healthy food choices. It also will sometimes introduce yoga or mindfulness into this cool down part. Now, the reason the box bit's at the end of the class, because these kids have just been moving for, let's say, 40 minutes, they're ready to absorb some more info. Their synapses are firing. So another thing you could add in here, and I've seen it done with a lot of our middle school age programs, is conversations around hygiene and what's good hygiene and how to take, self-care of yourself, etc. Now, the the fundamental movement, like I mentioned, is more sports-based. Again, it's more on the basic fundamental movements around sports, kicking, striking, throwing, less about soccer, football, and how to play the game. Although we are releasing a basketball curriculum later this year, early 2022. And then we have the middle school and the high school. Now, this is a quick overview of what a lesson plan in box world looks like. We always will have a drop off, a meeting, a warm up, all the way through cool down. Now, if you remember, everything is customizable. If you open the lesson plan and you're like, I can't do the running related activity, but I definitely want to do the skill of the week in the game, totally fine. That means you have about a 20-minute box class, and that works for us. The skill of the week is what outlines the 12-week program. So this is taken from the elementary functional fitness, which will provide you with, like, as I just said, 3 days a week at most. And each lesson plan will focus, if you're on week 1, on a plank. It will tell you the muscles that you're using to do the plank and why it's important. You have strength, balance, it helps you stand up, etc. It helps teach the kids the purpose as to why a plank is important into their everyday fitness regimen. So this is the actual week 1, day 1 lesson plan. We know the skill of the week is planks based on the skill of the week calendar we just saw. You see those same class components I just mentioned: drop off, meeting, warm up, running, etc., and exactly how to set up your space. So what is needed from you, the box trainer, before you start using this particular resource with your class. And then it tells you the actual way to run each activity. So warm up is fruit basket. What does that mean? Well, it's going to take me about 5 minutes, and I call out 2 fruits, and the team will run and switch places within the gym or field or wherever you may be, and they continue for the first few rounds. So it's warming up their bodies to get them ready for the skill of the week, which is a bear crawl relay. So I know, again, this is a lot, but if you do have those 40 minutes or 45 minutes, multiple days a week that you want a fitness program embedded in your after school program, this is a great option for you. You have 12 weeks worth of content here. And the lower square at the bottom is the nutrition cool down piece of this particular class. Now, if you don't have, a full 45 minutes or 3 days a week or what have you, we have resources to offer that can fill whatever time slot you have, which I'll get into a little bit later. We also have healthy recipes. So just to go a little bit further off our nutrition or our box bit, we've partnered with America's Test Kitchen to create new box bits, so new guided conversations around nutrition, but also healthy recipes, which you see from the caprese panini on the right. So, maybe you have a cooking elective, or maybe you have the ability to send stuff home with the kids. This is a great resource because, again, you can print it right out and send it home. Now, a specialized version of our physical activity plans, meaning they're not embedded in those 12-week programs, or something a little bit different, and they're actually newer. These are our COVID physical activity plans that have been created. might be a great resource for you. So we have our box boot camp. We have a Get Your Run On, which is all about getting kids introduced in loving running, whether it's a 2K or a 5K, lessons at a distance, which keeps you socially distanced from your buddies, lessons on demand, possibly still hybrid or virtual. You need to literally press play and walk away. That's a great resource for you. And I'll go a little bit deeper into these. So the lessons on at a distance. Again, you're going to always see the same lesson plan format from us, but these have 24 physical activity plans, again, tied to a skill of the week, like planks, squats, push-ups, as you can see from the photo, but it keeps kids moving for about 40 minutes while maintaining social distance from their classmates or program mates. And there are video visuals embedded throughout in case there is a virtual component to this particular offering. Lessons on demand, completely press play and walk away. These are only 25-minute lesson plans, and they're perfect for kids about 6 to 14 years old. And they can be done even if you're physically together, but they also can be done if you're on Zoom or things like that. But they're a little bit shorter in terms of timing, but they were designed for virtual programming. Again, you'll see our lesson plans in the same particular format with a YouTube icon to bring you to instructional video, and it will tell you roughly how much time or materials that are needed for Burpees Day, which everyone loves Burpees Day, right? Our box boot camp. So when I was talking about those elementary school kids that are like maybe potentially really into fitness or being physically fit, this would be a great sort of level up resource for them, or it's great for your middle school and high school audiences. So this was written and coached by Reebok fitness experts, so people who are way cooler than me, and it's 10 weeks long and no equipment is needed. Each week there's 3 classes or boot camps for the 10 weeks each week. So each week you'll have a strength focused workout, a cardio focused workout, and a high intensity interval training workout. So 3 opportunities to move your bodies for 10 weeks. And they're roughly 20 to 30 minutes long. As you can see, the same lesson plan is being outlined, but they also provide a video visual on how to do each skill. So again, if you are sending stuff home for kids or you're showcasing these videos, we actually saw it in the sample video at the very beginning, the gentleman doing the rocket jumps. It's showcasing what the skill that they're going to be using for this particular lesson plan is, how to do it properly, and the reason behind doing it properly. But what's really cool about the box boot camp, and maybe you have an ability to recognize different students or reward them, there's actually a 1,000 rep challenge at the end of the 10 weeks based on all of these skills. So it's really cool to see them check off every class that they've done and then be able to show themselves that they can do this rep challenge. The newer resource that we came out with that we're very, very proud of is called Rise Social Change Activities. So for those who don't know, Rise is a national nonprofit that educates and empowers the sports community to eliminate racial discrimination, champion social justice, and improve race relations. So the overall goal of this particular resource is to create a safe space that recognizes the diversity of our world and increase an understanding of social justice topics while reinforcing the critical social emotional learning skills. So it's sort of a combination between what Box is really good at and what Rise is really good at. We've created this resource together. It's perfect for middle schoolers and high schoolers, and it's perfect for box trainers to be equipped with the guided conversations that they need around these difficult or critical conversations that are happening in our world. Another opportunity around recognition. This is just short and sweet. We have activity trackers. If that's of interest to you, you can download these off right from our hub and send them home with kids or hang them up and have them do them together. If anyone does field days, I used to do them as a kid. I loved them. We have a Boxticle course template, and we can help you identify these sort of stations or switch some out if you don't have the proper equipment. We're here to help you, but it's just a fun little template for if you want to do a field day one of these days. Our junior leadership program. So this is going to be a program that's great for those who work with a wide range of ages. So those box bursts that I showcased, those 2 to 10 minute movement break activities, This particular program is going to train your junior leaders, those kids that are showcasing the skill set of being responsible leaders. They want to help you to teach them to do the box burst with the younger kids. And they get a certificate. They go through a whole training, which is roughly 4 hours long. And it's really just an overall guide for you, the adult or lead box trainer, to start a junior leadership training box program within your after school program for those kids, those older kids that are really interested in supporting the younger ones. This is another snapshot from the actual training guide itself. So what would be given to the younger junior leader trainer and ideas on how to implement these box bursts into their class or their program. Now, most important, getting started. So before we get started, I want to show a little video on box in general and one of the coolest initiatives we have called Defenders of Physical Activity. And I'll get to that. I'll get to the reason after the video. But it's a really great snapshot of our program in action in a pre-COVID world.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having us at your box class today. My name is Kathleen Tully, and I am the founder of the box program. I am so excited to be here this morning to present your school with the Defenders of Physical Activity Award. This award was created to recognize exemplary box programs that are not only changing the health and wellness of kids in their community, but setting an example for other schools to do the same. Your trainers at your school are unbelievable. They are amazing, along with all of you superhero box kids. And that's why you guys are being recognized this morning for your outstanding, high-energy, motivational, and team-centric box programs.
It is with great pleasure that I nominate box trainers Ms. Thompson and Ms. Savage at Randall Highlands Elementary for the Defenders of Activity Award. In addition to performing their box responsibilities at a high level, Ms. Thompson and Ms. Savage demonstrate an extraordinary commitment to the mission of Randall Highlands Elementary by fostering an environment that promotes a positive self-image through best practices that incorporate social and emotional development of their students. The box program at Randall Highlands is completely exceptional. It is their goal to empower students to adopt an active and healthy lifestyle by providing them with the tools they need to succeed. They instruct their students across a range of ages and backgrounds, including students with special needs and disabilities.
Each program is different, but some leave a lasting impact that proves how incredible the box community is. Beethoven Elementary School in West Roxbury, Massachusetts did just that. The Beethoven School has been consistently running the box program since fall 2014 with enthusiasm, dedication, and high energy. Trainers Lisa and Carolyn truly go above and beyond and embody the box mission to improve our students physically, mentally, and socially. Each student is met with a smile and encouragement while also being held to a high standard. It's clear that the 50-plus students understand what is expected of them and strive to be their very best each class, thanks to their trainers. But the magic happens when the group is together as one. The students are active the entire time, motivate and cheer for one another, and are eager to share their nutrition tips at the end of the class.
Boston Public Schools has had the box program for 9 years. It's in 65 schools, and it's an integral part of our comprehensive physical activity program. We want all schools to have before school, during school, and after school opportunities. We know that we have to have physical education as the cornerstone of that plan, but that's not enough. So we do need to have partners like Box getting students to come to school and be excited about physical activity. We know that it makes them ready for learning and in the long term ready for life.
We want to see your school win the award for the Defenders of Physical Activity. Bring Box to your school and nominate your school, nominate your trainers.
So the reason I wanted to showcase the Defenders of Physical Activity is because for those who are super interested, if you were to start your box program, within your program right now, we actually just released the 2021 Defenders of Physical Activity Award, where the defenders of physical activity who are selected will win a $10,000 grant. All submissions need to be in, or applications rather, need to be in by November 24th. And if selected, you will receive not only a $10,000 grant for your school or youth serving organization, so not just a school itself. You'll receive a Defender of Physical Activity Award trophy that you can put up on a shelf. You will receive t-shirts for all of your participant students and trainers, up to 100. And you will receive medals like you saw in the video, again, up to 100, and a press release to share with your local news. So it's a really great opportunity to showcase all of our box trainers who are really actually defending physical activity and the purpose and the value of it for the kids that they serve. So I can share more resources. I'm going to be sending a follow-up email to all of you after with information on how to sign up, any questions that you may have, as well as a link to this. And I'm sure Paula has shared it in the chat as well. So for those who are interested in signing up for Box, remember it is completely free. If you remember, I hope that's the one takeaway you take from this, is that we are 100% free. You can sign up using the link. And when it asks you how you heard about Box, you can just select Beyond Schools webinar and events and conferences. If you don't do that, it's not going to stop you from getting entry to our Trainer Hub. It's more just for tracking purposes. And you'll get immediate access to our Trainer Hub, where you sign up, you create your own account, your own password, and you have a full hub to yourself, or you can invite your colleagues to join your account as well. If you need help navigating the hub or finding the perfect resource, you can always send me an email. I know we covered a lot today, and you may not always remember the resource name that would work best for you. I can help you find that within the hub. This is what the homepage of the hub looks like. As I mentioned, it's your own personal library, which contains all of our free physical activity resource offerings. We release new stuff every month, so you'll always see on the homepage new featured resources. There's also videos, program resources like letters home to families, equipment lists, things like that, stuff to help you be successful in running your program. And there are guided module-based trainings. So again, it's all yours. You can invite colleagues if you have multiple staff coordinators or people that would be running Box to join your account. They would get access as well. Everything can be downloaded and printed off of our hub. This is actually not the newest homepage, but it's very similar. So as you can see, the new or featured resources are highlighted right there on the homepage. These are what's new that just came out in the month or the month prior. So you'll always see it sort of changing. We've created a new feature where, say you really like the junior leadership training, which you can see on the second tile on the homepage. You can click into it and give it a 5-star, and that way it'll always be like your favorite resource. The other thing you can do is you can ask a question. In the top, you see in the the left with the red button, that would go right to either myself or my colleague Heidi at info@BoxKids, so we can help you navigate the hub or find out how we can best support you. The add invite a new user, that button is the feature I keep referring to as invite a colleague. So if you have more people you want on your account or under XYZ after school program, this is the way to do it. We also have module-based trainings that I mentioned. So if you want to go a little bit deeper, and these are really geared towards either those physical activity plans I mentioned, the early childhood through high school, or the RISE social change training. We have those catalogs on the left as well, or there is a training icon at the top. You also can search the full Trainer Hub. So say you're like, I don't know where I'm going to find anything, but I know Allie mentioned junior leadership. I'm going to type that in, and guess what? It's going to bring it up for you. So that way it's easy to find, hopefully, in your one-stop shop to get the resources you need. Under these sort of carrots at the top of the blue menu is exactly where you'll find everything. So the Box Programs tab is all of the actual resources, the tangible things to get those kids moving. Physical activity plans, the movement breaks, the monthly calendars, the seasonal and games, mindfulness, junior leadership, and nutrition. The tools and support are really for you, the trainer. how do I get started? What do I have a poster or printable, like an ABC workout calendar, which goes along with the burst that you'll find. Program support is like registration forms or letter homes to parents, things like that. They're not required. They're there to help and guide you as you implement Box into your space. The training is exactly what I mentioned earlier with the left-hand catalog. They're module-based trainings. The Box at Home, you'll see a lot of carryover from the Box programs itself, but these are resources that were developed for the at-home audience, not to say that they can't be done in schools or youth serving orgs, but they're also great for at home. My Hub is pretty much your account. Everything that you need, all of your locations can be added here. Maybe you are, the admin for multiple sites. You would see all of the sites within your profile if you add them to My Hub. The actual module-based training. So say I clicked that training tab and it brought me to this page. These are the ones we're offering, as well as the Rise one, which is not featured on the left side of the screen. Box New Trainer onboarding, and then you can go a little bit deeper into those physical activity plans, the early childhood through high school. Say I picked the elementary functional fitness, it would bring me to that the top box there. It would tell me that it would take about 30 minutes, that I have not started it, although I could, and I can go back to it if it is proceed at your own pace. It gives me a brief synopsis of what I would learn, and then I can start it and get the course going. It's great to refer back to and keep yourself refreshed year over year as you join Box, hopefully year over year. You can follow us on social media where you'll get exclusive access to when we're about to release a new piece of content or have a new contest like the Defenders or a giveaway or things like that. The first icon is just regular Box for Facebook. The second one is actually the Box Trainer community. So it's a closed group. So should you sign up, you can join this and be connected to trainers all over the world where they may show you how they're putting a spin on their Box burst of the day, or how they're implementing their junior leadership program quite successfully, or maybe they need help and maybe you know the answer to their question. The third icon is our Instagram, fourth is Twitter, and then our YouTube, which is public and has all the videos to help get kids active. As I mentioned briefly, coming soon, we will have a basketball resource. It's 4 weeks rather of introduction to basic basketball skills like passing, shooting, ball handling, and defense. You're going to probably, if I had to guess, I haven't seen it yet. Our content team has been working quite heavily on it, but you'll see the same lesson plan format as all of our other resources. And it looks like every week you have 3 lesson plans that you can utilize for your overall program. It will be coming out, I believe, in 2022, early 2022. And I know that was a lot, but I hope you're not shy and you answer, and I can answer some questions. Oh, I see we have Karen from Canada. We actually have a Box Canadian team. Let me drop Box Canada's website in the chat. They are a small but mighty team, just like us here on the US front, but they are absolutely fantastic. And another one of our bigger markets, the US front actually covers global or other areas, but Canada covers Canada, and they're great. So that boxkids.ca is a great website for you on the Canadian side.
It looks like Andrea has her hand up. Andrea, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question. Or you can type it in the chat if you prefer.
Oh, I see Lori, a trainer.
Looks like Andrea is muting and unmuting herself.
Uh-oh.
If you're having trouble with your audio, why don't you go ahead and just type your question in the chat and we can answer it that way. Lisa, I see you have an assistant there.
Yes, please share. It's free to all.
Shared the link a couple times. I'm going to just share one more time just in case you missed it. That's the link for signing up.
Yep, that is a direct sign up form, but my colleague in Canada definitely, I can always put you in touch if you already did it, but definitely check out the other one. Ask, since the curriculums are all pre-created, all materials are just body, like we won't need to order extra. Nope, they're all there. They essentially, if you were to download any of the resources I shared today, Andrea, off of our trainer hub, and it's a PDF, so you can take it with you. The only thing you would need is essentially equipment, but we also have equipment free stuff. And when I say equipment, it's like stuff you may find in a typical PE class, balls, cones, things like that. But we also have some resources that are some, what's the word? Substitution list. So if you need help, we can help guide you. Like I know our high school program is sandbags. I don't have sandbags. But what I do have is some mortar jugs, and that's a great substitution. It is not based off of, it's based on the book Spark by Dr. John Rady, which is evidence-based on getting kids active before school, helps get them ready to take on a day of learning. So then we're like, that's a great idea. We created this program, and then we have since been reviewed as well. I'm glad you liked it. Lisa, preschool, I love preschool. And I think that I know that they are a little uncoordinated, but our early childhood, it definitely needs a little bit more TLC. It's not our sweet spot, but it's definitely still a great resource, especially adding the box bursts.
If anyone does have any other questions afterwards, you can email Allison. Her email's in the chat. So you can feel free to message her. And she said that she will also be emailing you afterwards with some additional information. If there aren't any other questions, and I'm not trying to rush anyone, but if you have more questions, please feel free. I'm going to drop a link to a feedback survey in the chat. If you don't mind filling that out, we appreciate your comments. And we do have webinars every Wednesday at the same time. You can check out the link in the chat to find out more about what's coming up next. Next week, we have Perspectives from the Field, which is an interactive talk show. We have a great special guest, Melissa Park from the Black Teaching Artist Lab. And I hope that this was useful for everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you, Allie, for presenting.
Thanks for having me. We'll see you at 2022 conference.
Yes, hope to see everyone there.